no coincidence that the United States began building its own mysterious array of antennas in February 1992. They are located in Gakona, Alaska. The project is called HAARP.
HAARP is the High Frequency Active Auroral Research Project, originally a joint effort of the Air Force and Navy in cooperation with a number of academic institutions.
It is today the world's largest radio broadcasting station, but it's not designed to broadcast for human ears. It uses a unique patented ability to focus the energy coming out of the antenna field and injects that energy into a spot at the very top of the atmosphere in a region called the ionosphere.
HAARP is comprised of 180 antennas, approximately 72 feet tall, linked together to function as one giant steerable antenna. Steerable because it can aim millions of watts of ELF waves into one tiny patch of the atmosphere.
The amount of energy we're talking about here is 3.6 million watts. To give you an idea of what that is, the largest legal AM radio station in North America is 50,000 watts. HAARP is 72,000 50,000-watt radio stations injecting their entire output into a spot that's about 12 miles across by about 2.5 miles deep by about 90 miles up.
This is where HAARP is pointing. It's an area located roughly 300 miles from Anchorage. The U.S. military says HAARP is merely being used to study the physical and electrical properties and behavior of the ionosphere for both civilian and defense purposes. But another theory is surfaced. The intense energy being beamed into the sky by HAARP is actually heating up the atmosphere, causing weather changes.
HAARP is being used for weather modification. The military's own record proves it. They've admitted it within their own documents, and yet they still deny it to the public.
Dr. Brooks Agnew has researched ELF wave technology for the past 30 years and is convinced HAARP's effect on the ionosphere does alter the weather.
HAARP couldn't affect the jet stream directly, but indirectly it could, because if you push the ionosphere out into space, then the stratosphere just under the ionosphere has to move to fill in that gap. When it moves, it could pull the jet stream with it, thus rerouting it hundreds of miles, changing the way water moves through our atmosphere.
HAARP is one of several ELF wave transmitters located all over the globe. The United States owns and operates 3 of them, one in Gakona, Alaska, another in Fairbanks, Alaska, and one in Arecibo, Puerto Rico. Russia has one in Vasilursky near Nizhny Novgorod, and the European Union has one near Tromsø in Norway. Working in tandem, these transmitters could potentially alter the weather anywhere in the world, changing the jet stream's course entirely, triggering massive rainstorms or droughts. Even hurricane steering would be possible by heating up the atmosphere and building up high-pressure domes that could deflect or change the course of hurricanes. Even hurricane steering would be possible by heating up the atmosphere and building up high-pressure domes that could deflect or change the course of hurricanes. And building up high-pressure domes that could deflect or change the course of hurricanes.
Good morning, everybody. We want to get straight to the big story this morning. That superstorm. ABC meteorologist Ginger Z is in Florida tracking what could be a once-in-a-century event. We'll get to her in just a moment.
That's right. Sandy has been downgraded to a tropical storm, but that's just temporary. This 900-mile-wide behemoth is forecast to become a hurricane again and join forces with a major winter storm. Multiple states are now issuing state of emergency alerts, and for many, today is the calm before the storm, a last chance to stock up, batten down, or just get out of town.
And that is what millions of people are doing, getting out. To give you a sense of what a mess this storm could make, it's expected to slam parts of the East Coast with a foot of rain and up to a foot of several feet of snow. It's going to last for days, bringing wind damage, power outages, and possibly massive flooding in some parts. ABC's Extreme team is covering all the angles this morning, and we're going to start, as we said, with Ginger in Cocoa Beach, Florida. Good morning, Ginger.
Good morning, Dan. It is still very windy here. We've had wind gusts of 50 miles per hour plus. You can see that choppy surf behind me at about 10 to 15 foot waves. There was a 31-foot wave way out at sea. Speaking of way out at sea, that's where Tropical Storm Sandy is. Yes, it was downgraded, but you can't let that fool you because it will re-intensify. And you can see the satellite picture here that gives you an idea of where the storm is, moving now north-northeast at 10 miles per hour away from Florida. Next stop is the Carolinas, and eventually that potential date with weather history.
This storm that is going to be impacting the mid-Atlantic and parts of the Northeast is going to be destructive, historic, and unfortunately life-threatening.
Tropical Storm Sandy is a strong storm alone, but she's about to get infused with two atmospheric players. Sandy's tropical fuel will meet up with a trough from the west. That basically means a whole lot of energy and cold, dry air to mix in. Then you've got this high-pressure system parked over Greenland. That creates a blocking pattern, forcing energy back toward the storm and driving it into the East Coast. The biggest concern in the coming days is the potential for 4 to 10-foot coastal surge. This high-pressure system parked over Greenland. That creates a blocking pattern, forcing energy back toward the storm and driving it into the East Coast.
And building up high-pressure domes that could deflect or change the course of hurricanes.
This high-pressure system parked over Greenland. That creates a blocking pattern, forcing energy back toward the storm and driving it into the East Coast.
Even hurricane steering would be possible by heating up the atmosphere and building up high-pressure domes that could deflect or change the course of hurricanes.
We've got a double rainbow around the sun in Roanoke, Virginia. There's the first layer, and there's the upper layer. They've been extremely busy here today. With the hurricane coming and everything, somebody's been real busy here.
Either we're going to be sucked.
Can you videotape it maybe?
That's what I'm trying to do, is I can't see it though.
What's causing this shit?
Quick add-on to my weather share. We have a super bright sundog on the horizon. I just showed you the sun setting. This is 10 minutes later. And nice big fat chemtrail. Geoengineering our storm. And I believe that's a trail here also.
What's it? That's crazy, man.
In this video because there's a ring around the sun. Now keep in mind Hurricane Sandy is supposed to be on her way here, and I don't know anything what to expect about it.
Yeah, this isn't even a full hurricane yet. This is just the outer bands of it. October 29th,